after we introduce these players. Maddles, take it away.
Well, Josar, up in the top left position, we have got the blue Terran player. It is Lindzo. And his opponent down in the bottom right, the pink Zerg, JonnyREcco, who's currently 1-0 up.
All right, so for those of you who are just tuning in, or for those of you who've been here since the beginning of the evening and are like, guys, what is this actually about right now? We can happily fill you in on it. Of course, it has all to do with points and prizes. This is the ESET UK Masters Season 2 qualifiers. It's a series of 6 online qualifiers open to all residents of the UK and Ireland, where a number of points is distributed depending on your finishing position. 250 for first, 150 for second, and it trickles down like that. At the end of these 6 sessions, we add up the points from all players who participated, and don't forget you can participate in all 6, and the top 8 get pretty sweet prizes, Maddles, and I'm pretty sure you know exactly what they are.
Well, places 1 to 3 get a Gamecom 880 headset, if I'm correct.
I want to say 780, but 880 sounds cool.
Okay, basically a
big
good
numbers.
Headset. A big number headset, yeah. And then it's 4th to 8th, I believe. Also get a free ticket to the BYOC event at, of course, Insomnia 49, plus a 320, 330. I don't actually have it up because I'm observing.
I think it's a 780 and a 380.
780 and 3. I knew there was an 80 in there somewhere. My mind is just blown. We can't be trusted to concentrate on things like observing and producing the stream, Jorasa. I think maybe our earlier guess of not needing Nick may have been slightly too eager.
Hey, I remembered it was 780 and 380. I just forgot which places got them, so you totally saved me there. Because I forgot if it was 1st to 4th and then 5th to 8th, or 1st to 3rd and then 4th to 8th, but you totally nailed it.
I got it right.
You did.
See, I remember the places, that's simple. But anyway, because this is the 3rd one...
Yes, that's right.
It's actually doing pretty well in the rankings. I mean,
yes.
we've had some players compete quite a few times, so how's that looking at the moment?
Well, I don't have the complete table up in front of me right now, the standings, but from what I remember, Dignitas Dream was leading. And he was leading or possibly in 2nd place to Shibby. Those two are quite high up, but JonnyREcco did win the last one, and he didn't play in the first one, which means if he wins today, I'm pretty sure he shoots up to 1st in the rankings, because Dignitas Dream, I think, and Shibby, neither of those players are playing this particular qualifier. They're at Epic LAN this weekend.
Yeah, they are. They're busy. Dream actually won Epic LAN.
He has won Epic LAN.
Congratulations to
in
Dream.
The finals against Shibby.
Yeah. It's not like we get a regular set of people winning these UK events, but we kind of do. Now, in terms of openings, well, gas coming down now for Rico. It is being made in his opponent's base, though, because it's just a scouting extractor to see whether the Marine keeps attacking. His natural's down, his spawning pool's down, but really nothing too crazy. That's against a CC, then into a Rax, then into a factory.
And cancelling the gas and remaking that just to keep something alive there so much longer. Also, ooh, it looks like throwing off Lindzo just a bit, as that mule that just got called down isn't actually mining at the moment. It's kind of idly sitting there. There we go, finally getting that to mine. And what this cuts out, by the way, this is a very Wings of Liberty-esque kind of thought pattern here, but it basically cuts out a lot of really, really quick 2-gas openings, stuff like stupidly fast cloak banshees and things like that, because the Terran player is not able to get that gas up very early.
Oh, now this extractor is coming down. If it gets cancelled and Rico goes and scouts that drone a bit more, he will see the 3rd CC. That would be a massive scout, Jorasa.
It would indeed. And I have got confirmation, by the way, that the current points table, not including today, thank you very much in chat for that, Victor. We've got Dignitas Dream, who's currently ahead on 400 points, and he leads both JonnyREcco and Shibby, who are on 250. So JonnyREcco will be going definitely clear 2nd by the end of today, and possibly even up into 1st place.
Yeah, he'll have to get that... Whoa. Yeah, no, he would have to get at least 1st. If he gets 2nd, though, he would also level it out and he'll be joined 1st, which is always fun. Now, this extractor's still up. This is actually getting to the point now where it's really frustrating for Lindzo, because he would have wanted to take the 2nd gas guys by now. It's delaying upgrades, delaying tech.
Well, what this is inviting, actually, especially if Lindzo decides to go, you know what? Okay, I'm not getting upgrades anymore. Let's see off of 2 bases how many units I can pump up and attack you. That could be an opportunity for him to do something like that at this point. He is going to get the 2nd gas anyway. It's just going to delay him slightly. And the reason I say that is because JonnyREcco just went ahead and plonked down his 3rd hatchery. So there might have been scope, potentially, for a bit of an attack here just forcing your opponent to not get the gas and them going, well, I'm just going to attack you with low-tech units. But that's why we have the Roach Warren coming up right now. We have 8 additional Lings. We have the double evolution chamber to help with the wall off. JonnyREcco for the next few minutes will be in pure defense mode.
Yeah, Rico, he's going to be easily able to defend these Hellions, though. Once again, got the Queens here creating the wall off, the double evolution chamber and the Roach Warren. The third, yes, it can get flamed a little bit, but you know what? No drones there. And those of you who play the game often will know that Hellions take an eternity to kill off a hatchery. Oh, but the Queen's moving out. This could be a bit more problematic.
Oh dear, just about managing to stay there. The Queen's actually doing a decent job. Lots of creep tumors just getting down there. They may want to spread their creep ASAP to avoid the Hellions, for example. Self-hitting one of them in exchange for killing off that creep trooper. A couple more. That looks like a rally point error, but it could be a really good rally point error as he moves out right into the path of a decent number of drones. Not able to, though. One of them does go down. A second one might get a drone kill or two, but being surrounded at the third base. Oh, this is looking tough. And, well, joined by 3 of his buddies. That's going to make things easier, isn't it?
It definitely will. These Zerglings trying to get taken out. The drones, though, are the priority. Rico already up to 62 workers, though. The Queen's working through this. A couple more drones getting picked off. But in grand total, only 3 workers have been killed this game, JonnyREcco. Rico defending like a beast.
Yep, that's not a great position for Lindzo there, because a decent number of Hellions did go down. And look at this. 4 more barracks coming down in the main base of Lindzo here. He's getting those Widow Mines up. He's getting a lot of bio. And I suspect... Oh, wow, he's even getting the armory up. So I wonder if we're going to be seeing some Hellbats into the mix, or if this is going to be for 2-2, because his 1-1's already 50% complete. I think this is going to be a massive push from Lindzo, which doesn't really tie in that well with him taking his third base. Oh, there's a gap in the wall,
JonnyREcco! This is huge. The Zerglings are coming up into the main base.
Oh, no.
And Lindzo still doesn't know. He doesn't know these Zerglings are here. The Zerglings are seeing everything. And at the same time, Zergling's pushing in towards the third. This is pretty tough.
Now, quick question. Let's take a look at the vision here. He hasn't seen all of the additional barracks, it has to be said. He has seen, though, at least 2 more coming down. I think that's going to be enough, really, for JonnyREcco to smell a rat. He's going to go ahead and take his 4th base anyway, though, but it does mean that the Baneling nest more or less gets immediately plunked down.
Yeah, we do, of course, have the lair nearly finished. The macro hatchery coming down in addition to that 4th base you mentioned. 1-1 is about to kick in the for Lindzo. That levels up the upgrades. But 2-2, is that going to get started immediately for the Terran thanks to that armory? Probably it should.
Yeah, this is, well, the armory looking like it's actually going to be going for a +1 shields. An interesting choice there. And that's because it affects both ship plating, which of course is medevacs, and vehicle plating, which would be your siege tanks and I believe your Widow Mines as well. And I guess that's going to come in useful as long as both those units are on the field. We need to get more medevacs than we saw last game, though, because if we remember, the medevacs got picked off very, very early on by a lot of Mutalisks, and I don't really think I saw a point that last game where Lindzo had more than 4 medevacs on the field at a time, and he loves stimming this guy, so he needs more and more medevacs here. Otherwise, he could suffer the same fate.
Yeah, the medevac count last game was also somewhat low due to the fact that Rico had those Mutalisks out nice and early and started picking them off. But now, as we see, Lindzo, he's moving forward, picking up some creep tumors, but Rico needs to get those Banelings out fairly quick, morphing 2 Overseers as well. That is so important.
Iron filing Zerglings against that Queen there, moving towards that 3rd base. That looked really weird for a second. And we have got Lindzo. He's going to be moving out, taking out these destructible rocks, but of course he's on creep. So JonnyREcco knows what's happening. He may attempt to set up a flank here. Let's wait and see.
I think that's exactly what he's going to do, morphing in some more Banelings, running those Zerglings around the back, trying to prevent the retreat, but the Widow Mines are going to be the threat, JonnyREcco, because a couple of good connections on Banelings, everything dies.
And he's waiting for the centrifugal hooks, which literally just completed as well. So he's got Zergling, Baneling, Muta composition against Marines and Widow Mines predominantly on creep as well. So I feel like JonnyREcco is going to get himself into a good position here. These Widow Mines need to be burrowed in preemptively nice positions.
Yeah, especially with these Overseers. The problem is the Overseers are pretty slow. There is no Overlord speed done, and that means that Rico's got to be a little bit slow. They can also get picked off quite easily from the Marines. So these are all things that Rico does have to keep in the back of his mind.
And oh, he's got a couple of Widow Mines actually that might end up doing good hits. And no, they burrows them a little bit too late. The first one gets a decent hit off, the rest not so much. And the Mutas, they're going to come in and try and pick up here because there aren't actually that many Marines left. It's only Marauders in those medevacs, more or less, and these Mutas doing a great job.
Yeah, it was some massive bailing hits that went down on all the Marines, and of course boosting away the medevacs will buy you a bit of time, but the Mutalisks will be able to catch it up, picks off a good few more units, and Zergling stream in the supply depot down, but sees a couple of reinforcements coming in and decides, you know what, not trying that. Simultaneously a drop though, queued up to come into the third.
And that's not really going to do too much here. I mean, it's going to fly straight past an Overlord. So if JonnyREcco has decent reactions here, and if we all know he does, he should be able to send some mutas there to pick it off. And oh, that's exactly what he's going to do. Adios, drop. That's not going to be a good news for Lindzo. He's moving back on to creep on the left-hand side, though. But what can he really get done?
The answer is not too much. Looking at the army supply, it's 90 to 105. The worker count as well for Rico, sitting nicely up at 82. So the only real advantage going in Lindzo's favour is that if he gets good Widow Mine placement, he can try and pick off the Banelings. But look at this, another drop coming in, but great Overlord positioning. Just
major engagement in the middle of the map as well, Maddles. A lot of infantry getting surrounded there, and still a couple of Banelings left. JonnyREcco, he's fending Lindzo off on all fronts right now.
Yeah, picking off those drops just with this great Overlord play just means that he only has to worry about the centre of the map and what's coming down there. But look at the Mutalisks, they're getting ready for the flank. This could be pretty tough for him.
Oh, it can indeed. What's he going to do out of the walk into the fire, unfortunately for Lindzo? There's just not a lot he can do to try and get purchase here. The drops have all been cleaned up, and as soon as the Lings surround this infantry, the mutas can swoop in and kill off the medevacs. With this current composition, with this current strategy, Lindzo's not going to put a dent in JonnyREcco.
Yeah, what I want to add as well is that if we take a look at the resources lost tab, we can see that actually Lindzo losing 2,000 more resources than that of Rico. If you're not being more cost effective than a Zerg, you're definitely a long way behind, and that's going to be the concern for Lindzo.
He's got halfway to drilling claws though, so he will be able to borrow those Widow Mines on a second's notice. If, for any reason, manages to catch JonnyREcco off guard, they could end up doing a lot of damage.
Or these Mutalisks trying to poke in towards the third base, but getting forced back by the Marines. And yeah, the drop, that was picked off, and the few units that came out of that trying to escape, but getting chased down pretty quick.
And a lot of Lings and Banelings are just going to busy themselves destroying that small bio clump there. The fight is very slowly being taken closer and closer to Lindzo's base. And if we take a look at numbers right now, Lindzo's got 73 workers. Pretty decent, but he's got 53 Marines and 5 Widow Mines. It is not difficult to guess his army composition right now. And we have lots of Lings, about 60, 23 Banelings and 28 Mutalisks from JonnyREcco. The mutas are going to be able to do so much.
Yeah, they've done a huge amount already. These Widow Mines did do a nice little bit of damage. The fourth base, though, the missile target gets annihilated, and the Mutalisks cleaning up a good number of workers here. I think this Planetary Fortress could even go down.
We need to see a mass repair on it immediately, and oh dear, the fourth actually getting taken out there. The upgraded hairdryer that is the Planetary Fortress will not be able to survive, and the drop up top is going to be spotted by JonnyREcco. The mutas are really far away, though, so they won't be able to intercept this time.
Yeah, that means a couple of drones are going to go down, but Rico's still up at 86. He's not going to mind losing a couple of drones. The Mutalisks, of course, are going to try and make their way back. They've got +1 flyer attack, but +2 flyer attack is literally 10 seconds away from completion. So once that comes in, suddenly they're going to be doing even more damage, and it's going to get even tougher. Look at the number of Zerglings and Banelings too, Jorasar. Plus the Ultra Cavern coming out. That just means, yeah, Rico's getting late game.
Alright, the mutas still doing a good job of staying alive here, and as their numbers grow, they're going to be an increasing concern here to Lindzo. He's currently at 172 supply versus JonnyREcco's 191, but JonnyREcco's about to complete the Ultralisk Cavern, and as in game number 1, that was kind of the point where Lindzo started falling apart a bit.
Yeah, we do see that the drop is coming in forward though, but simultaneously Rico trying to get this round. The mutas coming in from the back. They're going to start picking off those medevacs. That means every stim is going to be incredibly costly. In come the Zerglings, still making their way forward. The drop is in the main base. Going to try and get the Spire. Could very well do it, but this is if really Rico doesn't win the game here and now. He's pushing in, picking off the medevacs so quickly. The infantry stimming as fast as it can, but how many Banelings are rolling in here? Just a stupid number of them.
The drop in the main still doing a good amount of damage, by the way. These Marines have been left unchecked for quite a while. They're not focus firing anything, though, so if Rico reacts to these straight away, he might be able to save both the Hive and the Spire.
He very well could, especially these Zerglings streaming in. The Spire needs to stay up there. Oh, a bit of a misrally though on some of those Lings. Most of them coming back. Simultaneously, the fourth base once again getting annihilated here by the Mutalisks. So far this game, JonnyREcco's killed 23 workers and also picked off that hatch. The main has been saved, and yeah, even with the Widow Mines trying to burrow down, the Mutalisks were just too fast. They're engaging head up with these Marines. They've got 2-0 upgrades. The Medevacs also taking a bit of fire. All the Widow Mines have got to be careful, because if that gets a good hit, a couple of Mutas will die.
When you reach the point where you have enough Mutas that you can start engaging clubs and Marines straight up, you know your opponent's in a little bit of trouble. We need to see some Thors out on the field. We need to see a lot more Marines, a lot of Mules getting dropped in a vain attempt to try and repair that base there, but it's just not going to happen. It goes all the way down, and Lindzo is now struggling.
Yeah, remember, of course, JonnyREcco, he's got 1 Ultra out, but 6 of his buddies are about to jump out of those lava as well. So that means with the 3-3 upgrades, with Kindness playing, with 3-0 Mutalisks too, it's going to be pretty tough. There's also these burrow Banelings sitting there. Oh, and Rico unburrowing them just a bit too early. I was really hoping we would get to see those.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing if they are able to make a decent impact. I mean, with so many Marines in the composition, there's no reason why not. But Lindzo's been really good at scanning as he moves forward, picking off creeps. So Burrowed Banelings, perhaps, he's thinking,
no!
Won't do... Oh, good God, that was the Destiny move right there. And instant GG from Lindzo means that JonnyREcco is going to get his shot at another semi-final.